Sophia built her life on immaculate lines. Her apartment was minimalist, her calendar color-coded, her coffee measured to the gram. Friends called her precise. She preferred the word exact. In college, she aced every exam by rewriting notes until the margins looked like blueprinted cities. Mistakes weren't lessons. They were intruders. Trading seemed perfect for her. Rules, structure, numbers that obeyed, so she thought. She spent months crafting a playbook that read like a flight manual: entry criteria, confirmation layers, market conditions, time of day filters, volatility bands, news exclusions, even a no trade if I slept under 6 hours clause. She told herself excellence was the goal. What she actually worshipped was flawlessness. On a Tuesday in March, the market offered her the kind of setup she would later call a mirror. Clean retest, volume expansion, higher time frame alignment, 3 green lights. But her fourth rule, a secondary oscillator, lagged by 1 tick. She waited for it to click. The price lifted without her, tagged her would-be entry, then sprinted. Her cursor hovered over the mouse, breath pinned in her chest. "One more candle," she whispered. The candle didn't wait. It ran a full range while she stayed still, perfect and empty. When the move finally paused, she chased. It reversed. 2 hours later, she was flat, no position, no profit, a little shame. The charts closed with a soft electronic sigh, and the room felt bigger, lonelier. She brewed another coffee and wrote in her journal, "Missed it because it wasn't perfect. Lost because I tried to fix the feeling." The next week repeated like deja vu. Beautiful setups, tiny disqualifications, paralysis. And when she did click, she clicked late. She'd etched a groove in her nervous system, wait for perfection, then break rules to reclaim what perfection cost. One night she visited her brother, an architect. On his studio wall hung a series of hand-sketched bridges. Lines weren't straight. Eraser ghosts scarred the paper. She traced a fingertip across a smudge. "You hang the drafts?" she asked. He smiled. "Drafts hold the decisions. If I only keep the final, I forget how it stands." On the train home, the sentence echoed. Drafts hold the decisions. In trading, she kept only finals, clean screenshots of winners, sanitized notes. She had been hiding from the very data that could free her, the smudges. The change started small. Next session, she set a 2-minute timer for decisions. When 3 of 4 criteria aligned, she entered. No waiting for the 4th to bless the move like a priest. She also created a new rule she called the error budget. Each week allowed 3 imperfect but valid entries if the plan was met. If she exceeded it, she stepped back. If not, she celebrated, not the result, the courage to ship. The first day felt like walking onto stage without rehearsal. Her second candle after entry dipped against her. Her chest tightened, old perfection whispering, "See? Flawed." She breathed, stayed with the stop, and watched the trade work. Not cleanly, not symmetrically, but enough. She redesigned her journal too. Instead of perfect failed, she scored process, presence, and principles on a 10-point scale. A B- process with an A-level presence beat an A+ chart with a panicked mind. She taped a note to her monitor. Excellence tolerates edges, perfection amputates them. A month later, Sophia had fewer screenshots but more data. Imperfect entries distributed across outcomes looked normal. Some won, some lost. her equity curve rising not in straight escalators, but in stairs built from ordinary trades. She noticed something else. When she stopped worshiping perfect entries, her exits improved. She wasn't busy auditioning for flawlessness. She was managing risk like a professional. Her biggest test arrived on a Friday. A high-probability setup formed, 3 of 4 criteria aligned, the timer pulsed. She clicked. Immediately news hit, random, sharp. Price knifed into her stop, tagged it by a hair, and bounced to target without her. Old Sophia would have called that proof that imperfection kills. New Sophia wrote one line, process win, outcome loss. Then she went for a walk. Trading didn't become easier, it became honest. She learned to leave room for crooked candles, for smudged sketches on the wall. She gave herself permission to be 80% right on entry if she could be 100% present in management. She discovered that her edge lived not in perfect signals, but in consistent behavior under imperfect conditions. Lesson: perfectionism is a quiet breaker of edges. It delays entries, distorts exits, and converts discipline into self-punishment. Excellence, by contrast, allows drafts. It ships when the probability is sufficient and lets the market judge the result. Sophia's freedom began when she stopped trying to be flawless and started trying to be faithful to her process, to her time limits, to her budget, and to the simple courage of clicking when enough is enough.